Coming in the garage today then, this is the 2006, it's a 1.6 twin port Astra, cracking motor.
Okay, right, what we got today with this, we've got the Astra in, and the Astra has got engine management warning light on. Also, we read the fault codes and it's telling us that the oxygen sensor has got a fault. So we're in the car, we've got a code scanner. Down here, underneath the cover, we just pull this cover up.
Just stick your fingers down the back there and just give it a little twing and it comes up.
Which reveals as EOBD socket. It's down there. And we plug a dongle into that.
I'll put some links into the description for the code readers.
Ignition's on.
And we just squeeze through these menus. There's only 2 buttons on this one, it's quite easy to go through.
PO141. Quite common on these Astras over time, especially if you're doing loads of short journeys, the oxygen sensors fail. So let's get this one replaced. Here we go, under the bonnet, look. Let's have a little look, see if we can get you in. The oxygen sensor is this little fella here. So it's on the end of this wire, goes into the exhaust, comes up, and then the connector plug is here. So we'll go with that, we'll get that swapped over.
And on this model as well, we've also got a second sensor tucked away down the back. And if I can just get some focus on it, there you go, in the top of the downpipe, look there.
So like I say, on this model there is 2 sensors. They're about 60 quid each, they're quite expensive. 9 times out of 10, the one that's faulty is the one at the back, is the one on the downpipe behind the engine. But I'm going to change them both, because when one fails, the other one's usually not too far behind. So I'm going to change both these sensors over to make sure that we nail this problem. Now there is a special tool for removing oxygen sensors. And what I'm going to do on the first sensor, the front one, I'm going to take that one out without a tool. If you haven't got the special tool, I'm going to show you one way of getting that out. It's not the best, but it's a way of doing it. And then on the second sensor that I'm going to replace, I shall use the special tool. I'll put a link in for the tool at the end in the description. You can get these off Amazon, they're only about, I think they're about £6 or £7, so not bad at all, and it's well worth getting it because it is an awkward one to get at. Right, so the hardest thing about this is actually getting on it to get some purchase to undo it. It's really good, it's going to be tight, and it's just, yeah, really blooming awkward to get at, look. There's just, we're struggling from all angles trying to get in at it. And if it is really tight, we're going to struggle. There will be a special tool for this, but we haven't got that. So let's give it a go. I might be able to just give that a little tap on the end of that. If I get that low down, tap the end of the spanner, maybe that will do it. Maybe that will work. Oh dear. Oh, we're going to have fun with this one. We're going to have fun with this. I know we are. Oh man, what are we going to do with that? 22. The worst scenario, I could chop the end off this, get a socket down on it, and have it off that way. That is an option. Okay, first things first is to check the new one, make sure that this is the same. Let's have a look, see what we've got here. We've got the big connector plug with 4 wires on it, which is what we've got there. That's what we've got. So it comes from there, it goes up here, and it goes into there. So far so good. So far so good. Let's just check this original, the connector plug. The connector plug is this one here, and it's got a little tab at the top that pulls down. So push it to the side. There it is, look, it's coming out. So that slides out sideways, and then we push the tab. You see the tab on the top there. Push that tab. It's a bit awkward to film it and show you. Get the little screwdriver just behind that tab there, and just ease that off. There we go. Look, bingo. That's that out of the way. And then we can feed that through feed that through there like that, and then we just double check the connector plug is exactly the same, which it is. Look, it's identical, so that's good news. That's the right one. Brill. Now I can concentrate on getting it out. So again, this little, pull that up, get the wire out, and that's the dastardly thing now we're there. Right, let's see what we can do then. I'm going to chop this off. I think I'll just chop the wires off the bottom and see if I can get a 22mm socket on there. There goes nothing. That's rid of that. Right, so deep 22. What's on that? Okay, so we're on there. We've got that on there, that on there. And it's tight as hell. Let's get the big bar on it. Bertha's going on. Come on, Bertha, you can do it.
As daft as it sounds, it's always better to have the engine hot and the exhaust hot when you're trying to get this out. It'll just ease you effort trying to get that sensor out. If the engine's cold, it just makes everything so much more tighter.
Oh, here we go. Oh, easy. Easy with the big bar. She's a beauty. She's a beauty. That's all we need. All we needed was the big stuff. Oh, it's coming straight out now. There it is. Wow, look at that. Straight out, no worries. Beautiful. And we've got this new one. Slightly different design, slightly different looking end on it. We'll compare the two.
It doesn't matter that the tips look different, as long as the size, the threads and the connector plug are the same.
Get that back in again. Obviously rotating the wire as we put it in, we don't want to damage that. So get a spanner on it. I'm not going to reef this up stupidly tight, just nice. Just get it up so it's not blowing. Do it with a spanner and get on it.
This really shows where a spanner's not so good, and that tool is the thing to go with to do these up, just to save you damaging this sensor. Last thing we want to do is damage the new sensor. It is possible with a spanner, but you know, it's not ideal.
Just give me a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful. Feed the wire back through, get it through that clip there, where it was before. And we can have that back into its connector. Like so. And then we'll slide that back into that little bracket. There we go, nicely connected up. So that's bank 1, sensor 1 replaced. Now we're going to do bank 1, sensor 2, which is the rear sensor. So let's get underneath and whip that one out. Now on this one, we've got the special tool, which is going to make life so much easier. Okay, there's the little sensor there. And the wire comes up. Wire comes up here. Down and then into this connector plug here at the back. It's quite tricky to get to, but not too bad. So the tufty is going to be just undoing this sensor from here and getting it out. But what we've got today is the special tool. I'll put a link in to Amazon shop for one of these, and that will just sit on there. We'll get a bar in there and undo it. It's easier than the other way, wasn't it?
So here we go. we'll get that lovely tool, look, it's beautiful. And we'll get a bar on the end of that, little 3/8 bar. And we kind of get some leverage on this now. Now the exhaust is obviously on rubbers and mounts. It's got the flexi pipe there as well, so you've got a bit of movement. And this flexi pipe has got a small fracture in it as well, but it's not blowing, so we're not too worried. But look at that, straight away that's cracked off. How easy was that? So much easier with that tool.
Well, that's good news. So let's try and just undo the plug now.
The plug is a bit tricky to get at. If you've got two hands, it's okay, but with the trying to keep the camera in the shot, it does make it a little bit more awkward for me. But what we can do here is you've got to again press that tab. I get a little screwdriver down the back of that clip, because the heat and the time, the clips don't work as well as they should, and you can press that little tab on there and it doesn't release. But if I just drop my screwdriver behind it and just give it a little tug, it'll come away. It's quite easy to break these connectors if you don't get that tab undone. So just make sure you do get that tab released. So there's the wire away. We've just cut the cable tie off, which holds it into its bracket on the top. And then we can just twist this out now, just undo it, and that's out with the old one. Like I say, that tool has made a massive difference. It's made life so much easier. I must apologise for the focus on this shot. It's a bit blurry, isn't it? But there's the sensor, look. Rather black and crappy and horrible. And I say we'll replace it, and with a bit of luck that'll sort us out. Now this new one is a Bosch sensor. The other one that I put on, the #1 sensor, that was a Delphi one. Both good makes. You know, there's no point messing about putting a cheap crappy one on there. Get a branded sensor, and you won't go far wrong. It's nice, it's got protective cap on it. The connector plugs are all great. You can get these universal ones which you have to bodge them together, but this look is exactly the same as the one that's come off. So that's going to fit lovely. Always check the length of the wire, just to make sure that the lengths are the same. I think I'm just going to just put that up side by side and just make sure we have got the right length of wire. What you've got to be really careful of with these sensors, you can't, well, once you open the bag, you can't take it back. So you've got to be sure, really, before you get it out the bag, that it is the right one. Otherwise, you're going to be, you know, in for a sensor that's the wrong one, and you can't, you know, take it back to the shop. So I'll just do the same thing as I did on the other one, and whiz this up, just turning the wire while you're screwing it up, just to make sure that it doesn't get twisted and damage it. And then we can get his tool on. I'm going to try it the other way up this time, because it's a little bit closer to the bottom, and it's a great bit of kit, because you can go either way. You can go, you know, the other way up or this way up. It's and it really does grip well. 6-sided head on it, so you get plenty of purchase on the sensor. Absolutely beautiful. And then we can just put this connector plug back in again. It's right up there behind the alternator, look. That's the alternator on the right hand side, and this is tucked away right behind it. But if I can just get my fingers up there, pop, in it goes. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that, super job. All I've got to do now is just tidy this wire back up and put the cable tie around it back into the little clip where it came from, which is, you know, no great hardship. I just get the cable tie up there, and there we go. Look, you can just see me pulling that up right underneath the inlet manifold there, on its little bracket. That's that all nice and tidy out of the way. It's not going to chafe on anything, so we shouldn't have any problems in the future with that. I'll get the pair of cutters on it and just nip off the bit we don't need. Bingo.
Beautiful.
So ignition's on. PO141. Right, let's get rid of that. Erase it. And then start the old girl up. Okay, and on the dashboard there, engine management lights out. Beautiful. So, with a bit of luck, that's sorted that out as well.
We'll just take the code reader out the EOBD socket and put the cover back on, which just slips the front in first and then press the back bit down and clip it in.
So not too bad a job in the end. I hope what we've done there will help you out. If you've got the same problem, just change that sensor or both the sensors, and yeah, job's a good one. So drop me a thumbs up, drop me a comment if you've done it differently, or if you don't agree or disagree or like what I've done. Love to hear your comments. Like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.